Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for the haves and the have-nots. Okay, so we are in season 4, episode 4, titled An Evil Soul. So who's the evil soul? War? I guess War. So anyway, y'all, Warden came around to Candace's house talking about where the rest of my money, because you only gave me 40 G's and you got millions. So Candace was like getting all apologetic, like, oh, I'm sorry, and tried to use a sweet baby whiny voice. So War wasn't having it, y'all. And I didn't catch this, but I guess War mom used to give him drugs or something. Did you catch that? Because when she was being all sweet, War was like, oh, don't do that. My mama used to do that when she used to drop baking soda in my crib. And I'm like, what? So I rewound it again, and I just couldn't catch what he was saying. So whatever. Number one, he don't like when you use the baby whiny sorry voice. And then number two, he possibly was on drugs as a kid, which kind of can explain if possibly they're giving Quincy Jr. drugs too. So, all right, so we'll catch up on that and find out what that is. But anyway, War was like, yeah, I want 1.5 million or I'm gonna shoot you. He pulled out a silencer. Don't those guns cost a lot? I mean, I know he's a drug dealer and they probably get illegal guns, but his gun looks expensive. So anyway, War was like, yeah, you got 7 days to give me my 1.5 million. And she was trying to tell him I don't got it no more. I got marked by Oscar, but he was like, he didn't want to hear it. But to be honest, oh, well, yeah, he did deserve more than 40,000. Because like he said, I put my life on the line. I kidnapped the judge and, you know, you only told me you had 400,000. So whatever. So she, even at first, she was like, what can I do? And I thought she was offering sex too, but War was like, oh, you think you got $1.5 million between your legs? Like, I don't think so. So, you know, they came up with the deal. Okay, she'll pay him in 7 days, and on the 8th day, if she don't give him the money, he gonna kill her. So then he get up to walk out, and she was like, oh, can you help me with Quincy? Because he even gave her props earlier when he saw Quincy dead. He was like, dang, did you do that by yourself? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, that's good. So then when he was about to leave, she was like, can you help me? And it's so funny because I was thinking the same thing. Like, even though you tried to kill me, like, come on now, we for real homies. Like, I need you to help me with this body right fast. Like, for real. So I would have asked him too, even though it seemed dumb. Like, some people would think like, oh, I would want him out of my house like right now. He tried to kill me, but no, I would have asked him too. Like, this your line of work. Like, especially if I got to give you more money, you got to help a sister out. But he was like, nope, I either help you with Quincy or give you the 1.5 million. I was like, dang, he cold, but I kind of get it. But War, you low-key stepped in the blood already, so you should have helped her because she could say you did it. But anyway. So then, you know, so Candace was like, all right, I'll take care of the body by myself and I, you know, see you later on 1.5 million. So then he gonna say, oh yeah, and come get on this and start dipping his pants down. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she looked all terrified, but I was like, okay, in one sense, it seemed like that's what you was offering a second ago. But even when he said it, even me, I was like, oh no, War, don't do that. But whatever, y'all. We'll see if she come up with something or not. So anyway, y'all, Wyatt down to the DA office peeing in the cup. He go ahead and put the Pop Rocks in the pee, so I guess his little pee gonna come out cool. Wyatt look cute, y'all. He kind of was giving me a little 50 Shades of Grey tease. It's something about men in suits, y'all. Like I said, I don't really like Wyatt, but when he had on that little suit doing his little drug test, I was like, he look cute doing that. But anyway, so yeah, Wyatt looked cute. So he goes to the DA office, was like, yeah, so, you know, what's up with my money? And the DA kind of like, oh, when the tests come back clean, then we'll see. You need to get out the house, yada, yada, yada. So he kind of softened up a little bit and asked, you know, how's my parents? And she don't really tell him too much. Just like, oh, your mama probably get out first, but I think you should leave the house. And that was pretty much it. She asked him if Jeffrey had a drug problem or a drinking problem. So I'm glad Wyatt had Jeffrey back and was like, no, that's out of his character. Maybe something is going on. Do I need to bail him out? But I was like, dude, I thought you had no money. You was just trying to give old boy a watch for some heroin. So now you got money to bail Jeffrey out of jail. So, but whatever. I still appreciate the thought of him asking. So that was nice. Y'all. So Maggie delivered some papers to the jail to get her boo to be out of jail. So the officer come in and hand the DA the papers, and the DA get mad, like, who brought this here? So she's storming the lobby. Who brought this here? So Maggie like, that would be me. It's from the judge. I need you to let David go. And Lisa McDowell kind of wasn't having it, y'all. They had a low-key stare down because she looking like, who are you? Looking her up and down and stuff. And Maggie was all like, I'm David's campaign manager. Then later she said Jen's campaign manager. So Lisa McDowell was like, which one are you? And she's like, I work with him. And that little line right there, that I work with him line, I need to write that down. If somebody ever say that, I got to know what that mean on the low. But anyway, yeah, so Lisa McDowell was staring Maggie up and down when she was like, oh, yeah, I work with David or whatever. So I think Lisa McDowell know, like, oh, you trying to be his boo. She probably like, no, I'm trying to make him my boo. Like, So, yeah, they had a cool little stare down. And the DA was just like, it's going to take a minute. So we'll see what happens. Mickey, I don't know, his name is not Mickey, but I want to keep calling him Mickey because I called him Mickey in my last review, and then I watched some other reviews and they called him another name, and I meant to remember it, but I cannot think of Benny's homie name, his old towing homie, Mike, Mickey, or something like that. So Mickey come through, I guess he been doing tows, and they realized they just in one day they made $1,800, so they doing good. So Mickey all like, yeah, we need some more help, and then Benny was like, yeah, I'm trying to get War, and Mickey was like, I don't like War. I don't trust him. Like, he a dope dealer. You should get Will. And then I don't remember Will, but I remember them saying his name before. I remember they even showed him once. But Benny was like, Will do drugs too, or sell drugs too. And he sell drugs worse because I guess Will's like an on the corner salesman, and then War is kind of like maybe like a mass production drug dealer. I don't know. And then, so Benny is a snitch on accident. Benny was like, yeah, War told me not to trust you either. So it's funny you say that. I'm like, why you tell him that? Like, Benny is crazy. But see, even Mickey smart. He was like, I don't trust him. And hey, why you think he wanted to know where Candace lived? And Benny was going to say, oh, because they're friends. I'm like, so Benny is just so clueless. Like, your homeboy who don't even know War that much could tell, like, hey, something is up why he wanted to know where Candace lived. But at least that explains Benny really didn't. Well, not that I ever thought Benny sent War over there on purpose, but at least you could tell Benny clearly don't have no inclination that War is mad about the money. But I'm just like, come on, Benny. So, you know, Benny tell War about how when they was kids, he used to come around the house and the mama used to feed War, and it was like they big brother. I guess they used to play on a football team, and I guess War bought the football uniforms for the whole team. So Benny's just pleading his case to Mickey, like why War is the homie and why he got War back. But Mickey is still like, nah, I just don't like him. And I mean, I agree. Not just because, you know, what he's doing to Candace right now, but before this, I wouldn't have invited War to do my towing business either. So Jennifer the DA, she got all these names for me because at first I call her Lisa McDowell from when she was on Coming to America. Then we just know that she's the DA, so I call her the DA. But it wasn't until like 2 episodes ago that we found out her name was Jennifer. So Lisa McDowell / the DA / Jennifer goes in there to get Catherine, y'all. So she playing the investigator. And at first Veronica was like, Catherine, don't say nothing, da 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 da. Catherine was like, oh, you underestimate me, boo. So Catherine got handcuffed and went to the office, and she was like, look, I either hear from my phone call or I don't want to talk. I was like, go ahead, Catherine. And so the DA tried to make all like a little low-key threat, like, oh, your father's estate, his reputation is great, da 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 da, but I bet you people don't know that he was raping these young girls in exchange for college tuition. So if I tell that, you know, you should help me out so I won't ruin your father's legacy. Y'all, Catherine schooled Lisa to death. I was so here for it. I forgot I used to like Catherine. When the show first started, I liked Catherine, but I was not here how she was letting Celine play her as a wife, so I stopped liking her. But this scene right here, I was like, oh yeah, all right, Catherine, come on back. So I was here for it. She was like, oh, since you know about my history, you know my legacy, you should know not to mess with an heiress because we have roots that can never be untangled. And yeah, if you try to release some stuff, you getting everybody in trouble. The people who knew about it, other judges, other governors, other stuff. So yeah, you go down that road if you want to, boo. But just like Veronica said, I guess you a dumb B after all because you don't know who you messing with. So you either give me my phone call or fall back. Y'all, when Catherine told her that, Veronica must be right. Oh, Lisa had it. I gotta stop calling her Lisa. But the DA had it, y'all. She was about to go off, but I guess she caught herself. She was like, guard. And the funny thing, in real life, I like the DA character, but I was here for, I mean, I like her as an actress, but in real life, I mean, on the show, I was so here for how Catherine read her. And then Catherine gonna say, oh yeah, you might want to take some notes. I was like, go ahead, Catherine, and ask her to give you your girdle back, because you deserve it after that. So anyway, that was so cute. So anyway, back in the jail cell, y'all, they didn't move Veronica next door to Jim and David, and instantly Veronica knew, like, oh, this is set up. You know I'm not supposed to be over there. And then old girl was like, the little police homie, the DA little police girl, she was like, oh, well. And did you notice, okay, maybe this is just me being too, I don't know what the word would be, attention to detail oriented, whatever. But when she got Catherine and Veronica out of that cell that they were originally in, she didn't lock the door. She just pushed it closed. But when she put Veronica in the cell next to Jim and them, she used the key to lock the door. So I was like, what, the women's side closed on his own and the men's side need a key? But okay, I noticed that. But anyway, y'all. So y'all, Veronica get in there, y'all. Jim start clowning. He was like, oh, Veronica, you did something with your hair. You know, she had to take off her wig. I was rolling. I was like, Jim ain't no good. But you know, he liked the sister, so he know about that kitchen. And then, you know, he made jokes about her having sex with some dude in a car, you know. So David was telling him to pipe down, but whatever, they kept going back and forth. So Veronica started banging on David like, oh, you just gonna let him talk to me like that? You ain't gonna bang on him? Like, you still didn't even bang on me from when he choked me out at the campaign office. And David was like, yeah, you're getting harder to defend, so just be quiet. And she kept talking, and Jim said more stuff. And Veronica's like, you still not gonna say nothing? He was like, I told you to be quiet. So I was like, yeah, Veronica. But the only thing, Veronica's wrong in so many ways, but when she started like hollering at David, I was like, okay, that must really mean serious to her, because she was like, you don't hear him, man, or something, for her to use that slang term, man. Like, I was like, oh, her feelings is hurt that her husband not protecting him. But I'm like, come on, Veronica, what is he supposed to do right now? So anyway, y'all, now come Jeffrey. He looking all sad, head down. Almost partially got molested in the backseat of the cop car. So he all his head down and he just sit in the cell. His parents are both right there. I feel like I could feel the energy of my mother or something when I walk into the room. So I don't know why he didn't feel that, but he just sat down and was looking down, and it wasn't to his parents. It was like, oh, Jeffrey. And he looked like, Mom. So they were like, what you doing here? And he was like, DUI. And the dad was just like, oh, but instantly the mom went in on, what? You know better than that. That's messed up. Da-da-da-da. And then Jeffrey was like, oh, what you here for? Why you all questioning me? And she was like, well, unlike you, I was like wrongly accused. But actually, technically, she wasn't, right? They did do stuff. But anyway, you know, Veronica started saying all this smart stuff, and Jeffrey was like, look, you need to fall back. You ain't got nothing on me. The only thing you got is scrape marks on your knees for having sex in a tow yard. I was like, oh, Jeffrey! That was so good. I was like, dang. And even Jim was like, dang, somebody grew up. If I was Jeffrey, I would have told Jim to shut his ass up, too, because he was getting on my nerves. But in Jim's defense, I mean, you know, she did get his son raped. Jim was being funny, but I don't really like Jim that much, but his little sidebars was funny. So yeah. And then I guess the dad asks or whatever, like, do you know who the guy is in the picture? And at first it was a long pause, so we thought Jeffrey was going to say it, but Jeffrey was like, no. And the only thing I couldn't remember, you guys, and help me out if you remember, but does Jeffrey know? Like, I know he saw them live, but come on, it was outside, it was through the blinds. He only met Benny one time at the Hotel Sarandon, so maybe twice. But I only remember a scene with Benny and Jeffrey like once, maybe twice, like I said. So I'm like, does he know it's Benny, or he did? Because I don't think when him and Candace went to the tow yard, she was like, I bought this shop for my brother, did she? So I was like, maybe just Jeffrey just knew she was having an affair. But I'm not 100% sure myself if Jeffrey knows it's specifically Benny, Hannah's, you know, son. So I don't know if Jeffrey was just kind of had a soft spot for his mom. Was like, even though I hate her, I'm not going to snitch on her all the way. Or if he really just don't know. So we'll see. So, and Veronica kind of low-key told her herself, because at first Jeffrey was threatening, like, oh, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to tell Dad. And she was like, go ahead. Tell Dad I've been having sex with a young man and yada, 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 yada. So, Veronica, she ain't backing down out of nothing. But, like, in her defense on that one little part, she do think that David had sex with Maggie. So, hey, I could understand feeling like, yeah, you having sex with whores in the surrounding, I had sex, but whatever. So, David says, you know what, maybe I will sleep with Maggie after all. But the fact that he used that phrase, after all, should let Veronica know, like, he really didn't do it. And especially that he's saying that in front of everybody. Like, I don't think he ever said anything like that in front of Jeffrey. Because remember when Jeffrey's like, oh, you should get with Maggie. And David's like, no, like, don't say that. I'm with your mom. Like, I know you mad at her, but fall back, And even I think Jim had asked David about Maggie, and he kind of just brushed it off. But this is the first time he mentioned it in front of everybody. Like, he telling Veronica, oh, I'm going to have sex with Maggie, and then we'll be over. Because I think she was like, and then we'll be even. And then he was like, no, then we'll be done. I was like, go ahead, David. Put your foot down. So, that's it, you guys. So, like I said, Jim and Veronica are throwing darts back and forth. So, Jim goes on a rant about how Veronica got Wyatt raped. So Jeffrey hears this, and he loved him some Wyatt. So Jeffrey look at his mama like, you did that? That was you? And Veronica was like, what are you talking about? So clearly Veronica didn't know that he knew. So, Veronica's like, what are you talking about? And then Jeffrey even told some more. He was like, so you got Wyatt raped and you let Quincy out of jail? So then Jim was like, oh, you don't want to let Quincy out of jail? So Veronica just getting it, y'all. And so Jeffrey told his mama, like, you do not deserve to see the light of day. If I get out of here, I'm going to make sure you don't ever get out of here. I'm like, dang, okay. I wouldn't want my mama to rot in jail. But, yeah, I definitely could understand, like, him never wanting to deal with her ever again after that. Like, it's a lot. She's done. So Benny goes on over to Candace's house, knock on the door, and she comes outside. The nosy neighbor across the street she's sweeping grass. It looked like a broom to me, and it looked like she was standing on the grass. So clearly we know she only do that because she nosy. But I'm like, geez. So she even waved at Benny. Benny little Dumbo self, like, hey. So then finally Benny picked it up, like, why she keep looking? And then Candace was like, she nosy. And Candace was tired. She was like, look, Benny, I'm tired. I don't want to talk about mama. I don't want to talk about the house. You're going to have to call me later. Bye. And Benny was not having it. He was like, we got to help mama. She was like, I already told you this from jump. And to be honest, even if I didn't have a dead body in my living room, I would have felt the same way. Like, look, what do you want to say? I told you not to tell. You chose to tell. Now she doing exactly what I said. So what you want me to do now? I got to tell my story. I got to tell my secrets just so she could be happy when I told you how to do it right in the first place? No. I would have shut the door in Benny's face too. But, we know the real reason is because, the dead body is in there. But, yeah, I wouldn't have been here to help the mama either, really. But, so he pushes his way in the door. And, of course, the nosy neighbor next door. So, even Candace was like, man, you can't be doing this. That lady gonna call the cops. Like, I got too much going on. So, anyway, he pushes himself in the house. And he sees the dead body. Now, I'm going to get to that. But why did he do that? Why did he push himself in the house? Like, what you gonna do? Force your sister to tell you something? Like, what did Benny expect? And you want to get all forceful with your sister, but, you can't recognize that the homies is setting you up. Like, so I was kind of irritated with Benny at that little moment. But anyway, boom. So that's it, y'all. Benny pushes his way in, so he see dead Q on the floor. But, remember, I think he thought he killed Q anyway, right? Because we heard Quincy mention Q. Oh, no, he knew, because he knows that Quincy the one who burned down the house or drove the car in the house. So, hey, he probably happy about it. So, boom, that was the end of the episode, y'all. So, then they showed a preview. So, I guess Benny gonna help, get the body away. Because Candace is all telling him, oh, Jeffrey was here. And he was like, oh, we need to find Jeffrey. We need to make sure he don't tell. So, then we see Candace go to Jeffrey, kind of blackmailing him. Like, hey, you a part of this. You need to get yourself together, da-da-da-da. So, we'll see what happens with that. And then I think Jeffrey goes over to Wyatt's house and see that Wyatt is doing drugs. And he's like, oh, you don't need your inheritance. You doing too much. So we see that. And then we see Jeffrey talk to the DA. And the DA said, yeah, you could go to jail. And I can't stand. I understand that sometimes to find information, the police do got to try to intimidate you. But I just can't stand when they be threatening to put people in jail and they don't really deserve to go to jail. In a sense, Jeffrey is accomplice to a murder. Okay, I get it, but come on, like, I just don't like people threatening jail for Jeffrey. That's just not fair to me. So we'll see what the heck the DA is talking about, because I know she can't be talking about the murder, because if it was the murder, it wouldn't be no if or possibly, you know? So I'm assuming the DA is probably talking about some of the car stuff. And then we see Jim and David fighting in the jail cell. Finally! I've been waiting for David to beat up Jim. So we see the guards go in and try to break them apart. So we got to see what they fighting about. And it didn't look like Veronica and Jeffrey was in there no more. So we'll see what happens. So it was a pretty good episode, you guys. Season 4, episode 4, titled The Evil Soul. So I guess it had to be War who they was talking about, because like I said, War even shot at Candace twice. But I'm like, he missed. Was he missing on purpose? How you that close and you gonna miss? Like, you are real bad. But a lot of gangbangers are bad shooters. Just because you have a gun don't mean you could actually use it. And a lot of times, if you don't use a gun a lot, you do miss. Like, I feel like even if you go to target practice, like, target practice is not the same as shooting a live person or a live deer. Like, going to gun ranges do help, but it's still not the same. So, you know, maybe he was missing for effect, but I don't know. If I wanted to have effect, I would at least shot her in the arm or the toe or something. Anyway, you guys, so that was the haves and the have-nots, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my review. So you know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and check me out on Twitter at TammyB_. All right, you guys. See you in the next review. Bye.